I have what might be considered an odd question. Have you ever considered a theology of work? Theology, as defined in part, is the study of religious beliefs. Therefore, have you ever considered your religious beliefs about work? As we come to celebrate another Labor Day, I think it might be beneficial for us to understand and to step back and consider what the Bible has to say, not just about work, but also rest. Learning a theology of work and rest is maybe one of the greatest challenges that we face in our culture today because many of us have adopted faulty views of work and therefore we've adopted faulty views of rest as well. Work is one of the greatest components, most important components of creation. Before the fall, God had charged Adam with the task of taking care of the garden, which Adam embraced with enthusiasm and joy, and it gave him a sense of satisfaction. However, when sin entered the world, God cursed the ground and promised Adam that work would now be burdensome. Thorns and thistles now made Adam's work more difficult and unpleasant. Additionally, after the fall of humanity, we began to work for ourselves. For example, Genesis chapter 11 tells the story about humanity building a city and then building a tower to the heavens as a way to make a name for themselves. Man had turned inward and therefore began to work for the wrong reasons. Now, we see this worked out in our day today in the way that we've lost a sense of vocation or calling. Most people in America view a job first and foremost as a means to an end, a way to obtain possessions or pleasures or the like. But what would it look like if we viewed our work through the lens of God's calling? Or if you were doing your work according to Colossians 3:23 as unto the Lord? For example, the garbage collector who picks up trash to better the community, the social worker who helps families in need, the physician who helps to heal the sick and the weary, the teacher who instructs and builds up the next generation. They're all bearing witness to the goodness of God, and they're doing so in fulfilling their vocation as unto the Lord. But then the other dilemma that we are faced with today is what most of us don't know how to do, and that's how to cease from working. We forget Jesus saying that the Sabbath was created for humanity, not humanity for the Sabbath. And when we forget this, we forget that God created humanity to spend time at rest. Our culture of work tells us that if we do not perform, then we'll be eliminated or we'll be replaced. And this doesn't even take into consideration the gift of technology or maybe even the burden of technology. Technology that allows us to work from anywhere, but it also dictates that we work from everywhere. This means we can't stop work from spilling into almost every aspect of our lives. And each of these cultural factors has contributed to a flawed theology of work and rest. Now, I think it would be good for us to understand that God has given us a pattern of work, but also a pattern of rest. It is undoubtedly a godly thing to do whatever God has called and equipped us to do, and to do it with all our might, again, as unto the Lord. But it's also godly for us to rest from our work, to keep the Sabbath, and to allow ourselves to be physically and spiritually renewed. Therefore, I hope you enjoy this weekend, and I hope that you take some time to rest from your labor. I hope you all are doing well and, as always, staying safe and healthy. But if there is anything that we can do for you, please don't hesitate to let us know. And I look forward to worshiping with you all on Sunday morning, either on site or online, beginning at 8:30. Have a great rest of the day, and God bless.